Ebusuya memo akwaba edo be ye PhD TV. Ebusuya hada makacho se ye Ghana mwanyo sema etwegu. Hot political update. Sanso na news bi betombiala. Ai ye de brewo e wo praso mu yaso. Ensema hudu efa ye papa. Honorable Kennedy Akompreko Ohene bema ba Agyapong ho hina. Obete wo praso mu yaso. Ahiya. Ni ho nsem nyina ehwiegu se ya. Ehwiegu se ya oni anas court case nsensem ehwiegu hasa ti bomodien na subscribe channel no efema me na video ya wo hwenzu bomodien a share video we fama onua onye bi nhwero de ekoso o my Ghana ha like comment na mi hu nso so wadwenkyere ebusua ediam je so de e ba akopɛ eno ana yankrato ai omo aya na omtaba comment section omo fire me de nyame nguso ejira mo ai mo guso fire ne nyame hiraye ne yekoye ni mo ene de yakase town abuachi ni neta nachi atamfo embohire ebusua Kwaku Annan ai former eye chese weka ewo eye Natu TV in fact muhina mo kai on na no ne ye papa na bo Kennedy Akompreko ne Agyapong ene omugu anase so ane no mu expose anase left and right ekumu ni left and right nebusua de umnie anase ne onabo case ni ya de egusu a ekoso sisi amna ka se so de Kwaku Annan iso yeduma ewo ye chese CTV class TV in fact was starting new beef with one anas o kiremu a ono no ye ka victims for anase di omawu Ghana hase ya ono Kwaku Annan yo ka hu bi entino obehu a tese obeka ona bohoma no mo ye adwuma gidigidi no oka ho bi no kire ni zemu a o se na anas trap pa no odin e wo bla eye tese ahemfu bi befre ne se anas eji omo nsase ampa lokoye na waje politicians na tese ahemfu nsase bebere na in fact reported ma eye Kwaku ba because ono so journalist then time 2015 mu ho enti eja satam na nase de eye chese sa football expose no odeba atiase no odeba enti Kwaku Annan enso ehun se anase expose na asemeba ena de ne information gather ye from ahemfo no ho a anase wiewom nsase no gather ye eneja anase hunu se ade we na akwa we eye de tia ena start so be trap no nti osedam obi ko ese onipa kro ba be boa eye Kwaku Annan na Kwaku Annan expose anas nti nipa no be miti Kwaku eya na obi a na nipa o ka na asem na eye amache ya ni se nipa ya abo no suspect se okum eye Ahmed Suale sa amache no na Kwaku Annan kiremu a ono na anas suma na ma ne baaye e ma ne be ka kyense ne wofa e ka expose no nti ono wofa kiremu a obeboa no amaja o mo expose eye anas se na ya anas na dinaba it every time be so be meeting ni bia no na boy no eye amache na ise ya che ne so eye suspect on na kum ayi no ameswale no ama eye Kwaku Annan iska se no man iska no capture o man iska no capture it throughout say o mo ye investigation ni na wie ye no hina anytime we meeting bia no wa de wa capture e na o twetwetwa isa it was 5 days later so mo wie o mo de o mo ayi ni betuma no mo han say anas da betum say Kwaku Annan eye criminal bribe power Ghana Kwaku Annan in that time baby no ye djuma mu yi nedi nti ehye ne pa because some trap no and then taron no edi tese wa ye anas home investigation oba be expose eye anas na fe de ma be expose anas sa anas trap me ama no mama edi me kwa abonten meanwhile sika o de akoto abonten o se me je bribe ni na no eyo no na no de ma me se je na fa support eye baby a de we send pictures ne videos ne be ko TV stations na ye de kwakọ bobo videos ne sa me ma no e fa na so no se scan na no de ma no o mo de ma eye Kwaku Annan chiro no ye victim pa in fact no odi kre wo se na se no se ba akuku no yonko mum yentie no
for taking this bold stand to be doing this now for the purpose of moi munim na ma mudidi atem wo ho no enema bia meye small summary we di amount it says empeni ka sembi say he se ukotu benu so mo konto kwa embi so mo say ba ne say o bi sa o mo say na no na ba ne say eno ene be ma wasem wetimi hu asem ni mu yie now who say I don't know if it was Monday or Wednesday I stated categorically on this network say I Kwaku Amete I have been a victim of how Anas, Aremi Anas, Eyenejuma. And if I had not been a victim, let me name Kwanya, Anas, Assembly Masem, and I may take me time, say, many Anas, I just and come you. It's not really in my radar. So, no, who hear me, sir. But it was when Assembly FCA may be a victim to how his kind of journalistic ejuma ACTA. And from that day, now me catch and say, listen, the myth about you will be broken, and the myth about you will be demystified. And that day, I catch and say, you, me know me, and we are sworn enemies until death. And listen, for the purpose of those of you out there, Munimu and Sembino, my memo was a summary of this. Somewhere in 2015, I wasn't on TV, I was on radio. Then a group of chiefs coming from East Dadekotopon, Munim East Dadekotopon, Womoba me office. Now me radio, so Becca me say they want an investigation, and this is not the first investigative program I'm running. If you care to know, Womoba and almost say no, we want you to investigate about so and so person, and that he's a journalist. You see, it's a long story, but I'll give you a summary, short one, because the full story will come somewhere another time. One more buy almost see me running investigation on so and so. Say, but this is a journalist I know, a friend, because me you do my pain. Anas Arme Anas. Almost yes. I'm say Assembly. One see he is encroaching on their lands. With the whole of East that they could to pon. I'm say, are you guys sure? Anas Arme Anas. No, he's not closer to any stuff like that. Yeah, argument in your then at a point. What happened is saying, I have to go on the ground. So I needed to go on the ground. But before I go on the ground, then I place a call to this Anas without mask. And wherever Anas you are, listen to me. Now the last Wednesday today, some very good it was a Anas should teach Kwaku Annan lesson. Whoever you said, you must be stupid to have told me, send a message to me, say Anas in me lesson. And tonight, I want to be decent and give you the narrative of what you don't know. So the reason why you could send that, spew those rubbish to me, and you think me, I'm scared of Aremia. You don't know what is going on in this country. Only then to place a call to him, say, Anas, yes, sir, what James Asibiwo, Chado, and then I say for, is this true? Or say, bro, it's not true. And that he's going to buy a land. And a land will be person or jail assassin free in him. And at the end, okay, can say me nanam so no, come forward, me in come. Or so no, many times I'm about forward because why busy financing them so no problem. Then I have to go on the ground to check, collaborates what I was told to that of what is being put out there. Only to go and realize, as someone I have for no more is that they go to Ponde by no necessarily they kuma. What? Avalanche of complaints, accusations, allegations, including people I spoke to, some were politicians, some were businessmen, including the Roman Catholic Church, the big church in Chado. Roman Asofwe, any friends and sister Teresa, when we complain, say, Anas is encroaching on their lands. How? And if some of you care to know, there were ministers, including a minister like the former minister for local government, Martin J. Kosa. All of them had the raw deal in the hands of Anas, and some of them meant to go all out. Somebody like J. Kosa called Kwaku Bakun severally, told Kwaku Bakun to tell the boy to back off. Nobody said, Anas, Anas, of Bimbila, Northern Region. So the question is, these are things some of you don't know. Go and read, go and find out why we are doing what we are doing. Now, without me boring you going into deeper history, no. Sir, is that the Koton Ponsasi a now, at a point, there were two families fighting on the land. So the late Peter Lajete formed what he called trust. And a trust in Yadin's assassination. But before, in Tokobia Kosu between two families, one called Tewi Attach Nachefo, woman a call for Anas or maybe Anas by so bomb no more fighting because of Anas, has built the clouds and his image and blah 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 into bomb. Only then Anas came Anas abe entrenching and realized that no, and Krofonu need the capacity to match. So he knowing the in and outs of the system, now so take advantage over the situation. This is how Anas got himself in the lands in Chado, where John Mahama lives now. And the whole that place, if you have to go there and find out what has happened there, including said the Ghana Armed Forces, led by then, your friend saying Lieutenant General Opon Pepra, would have to form a military team to make sure that the whole place, land gas. Anas was accused of dropping land gas all over the place. Now, the trust that was formed by Peter Lajeteno eventually went into another transition. I was so overwhelmed. I'm saying, what is going on? Every move to bring Anas closer for us to understand what is going on. So we realized that no, what we need to do is that we have to do a documentary about this. Is this the guy who claims to be the self-righteous, the gatekeeper? Then. Now, on radio, then I had made an announcement, said this is what is going on, and we need to put this documentary out for Ghanaians to know. Because Anas, and we think that he's not the person he claims to be. Ghanaians, guess what? This was in 2015. Whilst we were plotting to do this documentary, Anas was preparing to release his number 12 documentary of Kwesi Nyantakyi. Now, when Oscouty who said no, at that time I'd come to interview him about the issues going on in Chado. Quickly, no, yes and no. He has to discredit this journalist Kwaku Annan first before anything comes out. How he managed to sense, he said, no, I was plotting to do a documentary to expose him. I don't know. I was there just one particular time. Making them say, I kept say 2 weeks for him to drop the number 12. So the atmosphere was charged. Then a gentleman by name called Kwatin, whose name surfaced in the last conversation between Ahmed and then Vince Amache, that boy Kwatin, another useless idiot. Osumano, and I didn't know who this guy was. This boy calls me and says, Opeso ni mi di nkomo in terms of opeso share me. Yem ni ko share wa frikiko. Ye ko share branche say, me wofa. Eka number 12 na eba no, and that ne wofa any Kwesi Nyantakyi. Akoye business of $1 million say sika no. Aye bi me ne wofa na dwane akɔhye bunu ho baby because of the expose. Na see really na womati say Mimi be documentary be about this same Anas or no say cleaning system. And so that's true. But we are in the preparational stage because what we have is so much. Or say then me what say they want to come and sponsor that documentary. And so really, no big deal. Yeah, they see a juma. Then we departed. Now Obaya no, he just put on the table a checkered bag. No, this is no so. I thought that was a bag. The next day, and our son friends so no wafa. Onina Kobon Command and Wofa Agyapong say they are ready to come on board and feed on that documentary. About the second time, Odru one or the same checkered bag, Odisi upon also, and or the envelope to us. The Wofa say unfair mammy. Now we and the commitment he said they want to sponsor them. So, oh really? How kind your offer bait me? Now the envelope now bring me scared them to me man and ko. Meeting me baby, what be frame? Oh baya, what is he come and say minje? Now Wofa say and the commitment a documentary, no problem. Then that meeting also ended. Then the second time you say she biom, no say ne wofa say only some say da ben check the ben ye pese ye document am say you ora anything I offer me I buy please tell wofa say onto no boase. And also ye be kono so oyi envelope every bag no so me wofa say me fema. I'm so catch over some then I say. Nemum, your next meeting there, but that the total cost of our documentary because we need to speak to the television station. Me need time I make Independence Square ne say na akoye that's they be or no. No, I'm not interested in that. Yeah, the member TV stations need to telecast. The third one, then we've gone to check with some TV stations knowing how much this documentary was going to cost, including the footages as you on the ground near the best documentary. So the third one, we met at Hotel Movers and Kempinski's and then I wrote everything on paper. Right there now, you better Danny Yahuakono. So, Bizanan, maybe what for some infernal. And they say, you figure me catch, and then our next meeting, I'll bring our, sponsorship to this documentary. And what I'm telling you, it's all there in the public domain. Now, listen to me well. So, when you must send me a chassia, Nessa ube joa be kika sebin some phone tremia no I measure because I would be me I will slap you to death. We are talking about life and death matter here. Do you know how many people Anas Aremi Anas this are bony way or they do one those persons couldn't come out to defend themselves. This stupid entrapment, this stupid foolish entrapment business. Ghanaian authorities could allow Anas to go scot-free with all of this. And you know what? Bob Marley would always be right. Say, he who knows it feels it. You can understand how passionate I have been when it comes to this little twitch. Now, me channel anywhere. Obi send a message by say, Anas, Kwaku, go and teach Anas. I fancy Kwaku Annan a lesson. Okay? Me do nyame. Anywhere Anas will go is what I'm looking. Me upa. Famiko US what all the Kwaku Annan wabroso. You can take Canada, Japan to anywhere in the world. For me, anywhere they may be corner, my Canada, Japan, maybe I will pay corner because me yes came out. But anywhere, Anas is prepared to walk with me down the aisle. Swear to God, I'm too much ready. Asima mika tremui. Ni na ko kowie sen. Kowie se. Abrante ni jam wa okọ ya pe. Then how many days? It could be about 4 to 5 days. Then a colleague of mine who was a journalist and I don't know, say out of we free edumanim called me and said, Kwaku, you've met some guys. Uno make kodin komo. Charlie, that was a bad move. And I'm say, how? Henry. No, say yes. Also, you know what? Those guys now question Anas Nipa, almost man as some rame and trap. And I'm say, but do you know the discussion it's about the documentary I'm about to do? And I'm also no. So now, folks, listen to me. Wednesday, I told you something, said there is one particular thing that is very synonymous with this guy. Is that one, he creates the scene, he puts the victims into the scene, then what he takes the best of shot, that's number 3, and then the last one, he takes them into the court of public opinion. Now, listen, before I do a court of public opinion, they put the snippets of this into the airwaves. They charge the atmosphere to the extent that one can say, what is some near day banwa? No soon no crying and I didn't need and that's very evil and very wicked. This is what they did to Kwesi Nyantakyi.